When I'm thinking about my training course, I'm thinking about world change. Most people think that the brain is very rigid, unchangeable. But truth of the matter is the brain can change. And one of the things that help it change is will and circulation. So that's why I want to teach my training, and that's why I want to teach the workshop on Labor Day. I want to tell you a bit about Aurora. I cannot tell you how wonderful lady she is. She was a special education teacher, and she was a subject of half a dozen medical errors. She had high myopia. If anybody doesn't know what it is, the eyeball becomes very long, and her diopters were 19, if you can imagine. Pretty high. And cataract ensue, and when they removed the lens and they put another lens instead, they put the wrong adjustment to the lens, which they then had to do again and again, both in Portugal and in Spain. And then she got tremendous glaucoma attacks and lost most of her optic nerve, to the extent that her physician said she'll get completely blind, as if seeing 2% vision wasn't bad enough. So she first talked to me over the phone, and then once more over the phone, and in spite of very low means, decided to travel from Portugal to San Francisco to see me. Normally, people who travel here from different places of the world, and I had people who came to me from China, from New Zealand, from Taiwan, are people with means. She's a person with no means and decided to come and work with me. She did it twice. And the result is that she did not need to have her kids living with her at home, at her tiny home in Lisbon, but she could cross the streets on her own. The improvement from a medical perspective was moderate. We went from 2% to 5%, but it was huge for her. She could see big signs. She did not fall in the street. She could see her way and could see cars coming. And that was a big deal. So to thank me, and as an exchange to treatment, she made for me a 6-day eye class for people with normal vision, a 6-day eye class for legally blind people, and the results were amazing. I had people who were almost completely blind, then surprised their doctors by how well they saw, and the doctors asked me to explain to them how come those people are seeing. I had some helpers who came to me all the way from Brazil, who also speak Portuguese, and helped me work with that legally blind class. And she arranged for me regular classes. It was fantastic. Portugal opened up for me. Now it's years later. We were able to keep her vision since 2013 until 2022. That's quite a few years. But her vision is dimming again. So that's why we do campaign for her trip, for her expenses, and even our discount prices for therapy for her. And I couldn't be more grateful than to this kind of help. She is an artist at heart. She made amazing pictures which are on the National Museum. And it's terrible that the Portuguese government is trying to deny her pension that exists for her, and that's why her money ran out. We never did a fundraising for her. And I normally don't. I did it once, 15 years ago, with somebody with muscular dystrophy who ended up becoming a practitioner of my work in Hungary. Well, I want Aurora to live many more years on her own. And I was impressed when I would take her to a place called Land's End with amazing view. Well, I could see the Golden Gate Bridge. Her daughter could see the boats. She couldn't. But her eyes opened and she could see the rocks. And her eyes opened when she looked at the ocean and she was so happy. And the fog disappeared and all of a sudden she could read big signs. And that was a result I couldn't imagine. I did so many unconventional things with her. Put her in the hot tub and put cold water on her neck while she's in the hot tub to reduce the inflammation in the neck. Did with her extensive amount of body work. And as I said, helped her come and look at amazing, amazing views. Whatever I did kept her vision better than it was for years, even though still in the legal blind category for this many years. Now, I want to continue that work. We have many other cases, but this case touches my heart. And I'll talk to you about other cases, like my wonderful, wonderful client from Germany by the name of Marlies, who was born with cataract. Working with her reminds me so much the work I did with my children, whose vision is perfect right now. But we'll talk soon. Have a wonderful week. And here in San Francisco, we finally have a very hot day, and I bathed in the cold ocean to the surprise of everybody who saw me. It was fantastic. Have a great day. Meir.